Hey, hello, and welcome back to Growing Mental Podcast. I am your host, Lance, and this is episode 10 of the Growing Mental Podcast. We've been doing this for 10 weeks, 10 long weeks. Isn't it crazy how time is taking so long to pass by, but also sort of a vacuum? You know, feels like not that long ago it was 2019, and I was basically, I didn't do a New Year's resolution, but I was basically like, 2020 is going to be my year. Then we saw what happened with 2020, and it was fucked. And then we saw what happened with 2021, and it was fucked. And then we stopped having hope, and now it's 2022, and it's fucked. Everything's just fucked. I'm sad now. I'm sad. This is getting recorded at holy shit, 6 a.m. I was gonna say the exact time, but who gives a fuck, really? Not like you'll know the difference. It's 6 a.m., but here we are for the 10th episode. I wanted to get this on time, but I'm realizing that when I have to release a episode on Thursday, it fucks with my whole sense of time, because I got almost nothing done this week, because I thought I had more time, and fuck, I might have to move this podcast off of Wednesdays, because I'm just like, yeah, it really is that, it's the killer of being like, yeah, I got the beginning of the week to actually get my shit done. I don't know why my mind works like that, but it just does. It's fucked up. It's real fucked up. Anyway, here we are for the 10th episode. And kicking it off, we have our 10th roundup. This will probably be a short episode, by the way. So, our goals for last week were onion, dish, fucked that up, didn't do it. 2, walk for an hour and 30 minutes, didn't get an hour and 30 minutes done. Walked a bit, not great. 3, finish Hell's Kitchen Season 8. I did this. I actually did this. And I feel better. It actually made me feel better. 4, write 1 script. And 5, cut together footage that tells a story. Wow. First of all, let's start with 5. Cut together footage that tells a story. I really didn't think this one through. I did not think this one through, because I was looking at it and I'm like, okay, I either have to find footage online, like stock footage or like unrelated footage to each other, or I have to create footage of like random shit and then put it together as a story. It's like I really I really fucking went for very hard difficulty on that one. So there was no chance. That's why I put the asterisk, I guess. And I was right to do that. But I couldn't think of anything to replace it, so I didn't. Onion dish is one that I I didn't think I'd have a problem doing this, but, fucking hell, you wake up one day and you're like, I gotta make the batter for onion rings, fuck that. And then you just eat soup. And I've been eating soup for like a week now, so you can probably tell what sort of mental state I've been having. It's been a real soupy sort of time. Finished Hell's Kitchen Season 8. I did this, I enjoyed it. Season 8 was alright. It had the 2 finalists. It was an alright season. I wasn't rooting for anyone, which is shocking, because in Hell's Kitchen there's usually at least one person that I'm like, yeah, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing you win. At the very least. But that season, no. Got to the end, and it was down to the final 4, and I was like, oh, you know what? These 2 would make a good finale. And then those 2 got eliminated that episode, and I was like, okay. Fuck. Well, I guess fuck me. So it was an alright season. Season 9, I'm having similar issues. That I'm just not finding anyone to root for that I really want to root for. Maybe like one person. I'm examining, like, I really spent, because the seasons are so long now with the 18 chefs, that I really have time to like sort of, I'm not like clinging on to people. And also it's, for me, it's a better viewing experience than Survivor because, Survivor, it feels like things go a bit faster and people are cut down way sooner. I don't know why it feels like that. They're basically the same length, but, Hell's Kitchen, I guess because Survivor, they live in, like, dorms too. Well, not dorms, they're out in the fucking wilderness. But they sort of live together too. I don't know why. You throw people in a dorm, I will watch that shit forever. I don't know why. Just to see the human interactions, I guess. But yeah, Hell's Kitchen, I don't know. It just feels so long that, like, I'm finding myself sort of, I'm watching through the episode, but I'm like, it's more like, I'm attached to Gordon and watching Gordon and then seeing him yell at people. But the contestants, man, I'm like, some of these guys are chuckle fucks. And Gordon keeps around a lot of, like, really, like, the team is literally begging him to get rid of these people so they can work together better. And Gordon's like, yeah, but what if I didn't, though? Which in some cases I can understand, because there are people who, like, give up and clearly gave up, but they'll still say, like, no, chef, I still want to be here, chef. And it's like, no, motherfucker, no, you don't. No, I see in your eyes. I see the 1,000-yard stare. You want to go home. Or people who are like really sort of sabotaging the team or just can't cook. Yeah, so those cases I understand, but when people are like, it's like a major problem for the team and you're just not sending them home. Gordon likes to do that, and I'm like, Gordon, please, I can't stand these annoying fucks anymore. Send him home. You'd probably get more successful services. But no, he keeps him around, which is more strength than I'd have. I'd be like, you gotta go, bro. Also, I feel like Hell's Kitchen would actually benefit from, right now, it's single eliminations, I think, until the top 4. Jesus Christ. I think it could really benefit. I don't know if this changes, and I'm only in season 9, but I think it could really benefit from a double elimination earlier on in the season. Make it twice. Anyway, I won't go on about Hell's Kitchen anymore. It is kind of like life, You're forced to deal with people you'd rather not deal with, and you're like, I would work much better and more productively if I didn't have to work with this person. And, your boss is like, well, I understand that. I understand what you're bringing to me, Lance. I see what, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I see what you're trying to show me. And I don't give a shit. You got to work with them. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, my productivity is like 100% more when I'm not with this person. Does that change your mind at all? Oh, I understand. But, nah, fuck that. And at that point, you just say, okay, sir, I understand. And then you just feel like shit on the job. You're like, fuck it, I'm not gonna bother with it anymore. And that's how it happened. Write one script. So I edited one script, which I don't count. So that's an L. That's an L. That's why I got L in my name. I hold them all day. So our roundup ends with 1 out of fucking 5. What bullshit. What bullshit, man. What bullshit. Okay. The rotation. The Rotato Tomato exercise. Video. Writing. I did write a bit. I actually did get writing done this week, so claps for that. As far as exercise, it's a rough road, not gonna lie to you. It's just, God, really getting it into the fucking, just trying to get myself into that habit is really, it's working out a little harder than I thought it would, and I'm not sure why. Because I'm like, pacing myself, I'm slowly working into it, and it's like, oh god. So it's rough. It's really rough. So I won't beleaguer the point, because it'll just be me complaining, and I don't come on here to do that. I come on here to be better mentally. What else? Oh, sorry. Video. I have a video idea finally, and I'm working on it, and it'll be out hopefully within the next week. God, I've wasted 20 days of this year not making videos. It's fucked. It's really fucked. I wonder. I've begun to wonder if I'll ever be successful at anything in life, or if I really will just end up a laborer, or just a regular old employee. I don't know. Maybe. I suppose it's not the worst thing that could ever happen. Oh, who am I kidding? For me, it is. I fucking drive off into the sunset. I'll bring this up. I'm a person who feels like, I feel like if my life goes to shit, the first thing I'm doing is like booking a bus to Nowheresville, like a random town, or getting in a car and like driving off into the sunset, like never to be seen again. Not like I'm gonna go kill myself or die or something, but like just simply sort of disappear to somewhere, and with like no plan. That movie ending where you're like, oh, what are they gonna do now? And it's like, I don't know, probably starve within a week. Have that sort of thing happen. Hopefully with a little more, success than is usual. But it's hard for me, man. I'm trying to like actually work and establish something and get monetary cash flow. But I always feel like that ending, I just can't resist it. It's always in my brain, and I just know, given that shit goes really sideways, that's probably my plan, and I'll be away from everything I know. And who knows what the fuck could happen to me then, but it'll, people do wild things. So, I don't know. I'm always very honest about that. Because I'm like, yeah, probably what would happen. I don't know. Guess that's my inner child being like, I just want to travel the world. Except, I wouldn't be traveling the world. I'd be traveling like around the States, fucking, probably run out of gas and then just have to walk everywhere. And it's like, yeah, fuck it. Fuck it, my life is shit. Fuck that. Shit happens though. So yeah. I don't know. I always get that feeling. Man. Something I can't resist. When the mood strikes and, I can look out into the sunset, or I'm outside at night and I'm looking up into the fucking full moon, I'm like, man, I could just zip zap and go on a fucking adventure, and no matter how it ends, I'd hope I'd figured out something about myself and about life that I didn't know before. I'm not trying to, what is it called? What is it? Into the Wild, I think it is. Yeah, I'm not trying to Into the Wild myself. Christopher McCandless, like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing all that. Like disappearing into the Alaskan wilderness. That's not happening for me. Sorry. I don't know shit about survival. I would have to I'd have to make my way in society. Until I potentially meet some other people who are like existing outside of society, and I'd be like, hey guys, teach me Teach me. I am the Padawan. You are the Jedi. That'd get me kicked out of somebody's camp. I just know it. Be like, dude, what the fuck you talking? What the fuck you talking about? Like Star Wars? Like, good, bro, get the fuck out of here. I don't got time for you. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? I'm like, okay, fair enough. I don't know. It, in some ways, I hate to use this term, and like most of my villain characters have this sort of mindset, but like the sort of mindset that life is a game in some sense, like life is a game and I play to win, or life is a game and I'm not playing fair. That sort of mindset can be really toxic, which is why I have it exclusively sort of for villains. But I kind of feel, to a small extent, that life is sort of like a game, because I feel like there's so many endings you can achieve in life, and there's an ending where you're happy, an ending where you're miserable to the grave, an ending where you drive off into that sunset and lose everything, but maybe find yourself along the way, the pieces of yourself. There's like loner ending. There's surrounded by family ending. There's like so many potential endings to a life that it seems so weird. Seems so weird to like call your shot on what your life is going to be. Because there's, it really isn't over until it's over. I don't get people who plan out their entire life. That's a little, is that ironic? It seems a little short-sighted to me to have your life planned out long term, because truly, you never know what can happen. You can be on one complete path in life, and then go to see a band and hang out with them, and you decide, oh, I want to be their manager, and you're like, oh, but I was in medical school. I don't know if this is a story that somebody has, but it's a story that it's just an example I'm using. Or, you could be working hard, climbing the corporate ladder, and pick up painting in your spare time, and all of a sudden you're really vibing and like, I think I can make this painting thing work, and I think people could really actually enjoy it, and I think I really enjoy it. And this new passion I found is very scary for me. What the fuck am I going to do? I'm not saying don't plan your life, but I'm saying over-planning your life won't do you any favors in the end. Because I think if you could plan your life out from a certain point and then follow that plan, like if you're like 22 and you plan out your life until you're like 40 and you follow that plan for 18 years, it might just be me. I feel like something went wrong. It might just be me. But I feel like somewhere along the way you lost yourself. And the part of evolution that is, having to make adjustments and change, maybe your beliefs changing, or what you thought you were going to do changing. So, this is all an excuse for me to never outline anything for my books. But, I think over planning is have a plan in the moment, but as far as like planning years of your life, let that shit go. Let that shit go. Unless it's a solitary year. I remember what's a good example? A YouTuber, Aki Dearest, once was telling the story of how she came up big on YouTube. I believe it was Aki Dearest anyway. I believe it was her. But she was like, yeah, 1 year, I just decided I am going to work my ass off at my job and make videos and give this shit a try for a year. I'm going to dedicate myself. I'm not going to see people. I'm not going to see family. I'm not going to see friends. I am just going to dedicate a year of my life to working a regular job and then making videos. And that's it. And she did it. She was successful. I think she might have, well, I think it might have been a 2-year plan. 1 year, just grinding out as many hours of work as she could. Then she quit those jobs and just like, I'm going to fucking content create. Either way, that's something you can do. But if it's like, I'm going to grind away for 15 years, to climb the corporate ladder, I'm like, okay, well, that's... No. No, don't do that to yourself. Why put that on yourself? Especially, and I almost hate and love deadlines because they are useful, but also, if you don't complete a deadline on time, a personal deadline, a business deadline is like sort of a different issue, but if you don't complete a personal deadline on time, you're not like shit, okay? Like, you're not suddenly awful because you didn't do this thing. You just had a hard time. Couldn't get it done. End of story. Shit happens. Which is why when you're holding, when your biggest critic is yourself, you have to also allow yourself the moment to be like, I did everything I could, but just, outside factors got in the way and I wasn't able to complete what I planned on time. And that's got to be okay. That's part of finding inner peace. Being able to say, I did all I could, and it's time for me to take a step back and have a little console with myself. What the fuck? No, sorry. Let's run that back. Have a little counsel with myself. And check in with how I am. Make sure this is still what I want, and then jump back in. I fully agree. We can be our own biggest critics, but we also have to be the ones to give ourselves the biggest break. I try to stress this every time, every time something like this comes up, is that you have to love yourself first. The first person you have to love is yourself. You come into this world by yourself, and you leave this world by yourself. You're like, but you come out of your mother, if you have a mother and father, you're in the operating, you're in the room with them when you're coming over, and then you can leave, surrounded by family, and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, but when you close your eyes, and when your eyes open for the first time, the only one who's experiencing that is you. It's you. Now, your family is experiencing, obviously, from the outside, either grief or joy. Hopefully joy when it comes to a birth. But at the end of the day, we are all sort of leaving and entering this mortal coil by ourselves. And so from day one, and from most of the time, you have to love yourself first. And you have to have compassion for yourself first. Then give a shit about the rest. Because, you gotta look inwards and have love to put love out into the world. Fill that gap within yourself, man. Fill that with self-love. That's all I gotta say. Jesus Christ, we're 45. No, we're 25 minutes into this podcast. Let's get to goals. I don't know. Is this fine? This is the thing that has happened before. I'm not really sure. Okay. I'm gonna make I'll make an improv recording. This will mean nothing to you. But to someone out there, it's gonna mean something. 2, I'll roll over, walk for an hour and 30 minutes. I know I said I'd stop rolling things over when I started the rotation, but fuck off. Sorry. 3, we finished that. 4, I'll remove it anyway. 5, nuke that. What was I thinking? Cut together footage that tells a story, and I didn't even denote what footage. It's just like, whatever footage, bro. I'm lost. I'm a lost soul. So, onion dish. No, sorry, not onion. What did I just say? Jesus Christ. I'll just watch back for what 1 is, but 2, walk for an hour and 30 minutes, of course. 1, improv recording, walk for an hour and 30 minutes. 3, try to get the podcast on a new platform. 4, start planning out February. I just need to get something together. Cut together footage that tells a story. Oh, that's the 5th. We're gonna fucking introduce 1 new daily thing to my routine. I don't know what it would be, but just 1 thing I do daily that is actually productive, not YouTube or, Twitch. I've cut back on Twitch, obviously, because it gets toxic. Yeah. Okay, and I think it's a solid 5, so yeah, I think that's it. Sorry, I'm so tired when I'm recording this. I am so fucking tired. I think that's it. So, thank you for joining me for the 10th anniversary of Growing Mental Podcast. 10th anniversary? 10th episode of the Growing Mental Podcast. And as I said now, and I will say again. As I said now, as I will say again. As I said before, and as I will say again now. Fuck off out of here, and go live your life. Bye-bye.